which you can't understand or wrap your mind around and say, how can I do this? You don't ask God, because that's going to take God to do that. You see what I'm saying? So, delayed obedience is the same thing as sin. Because if you're not obedient right away, guess what happens? It's delayed. Now, God is not upset with you because God don't force you to do anything. But what we must understand is it's still delayed obedience. So God wants to move right away when he tells us something. Like, it doesn't matter how crazy the idea looks, doesn't matter what the thing is. It says here now. All right, so it says here, and I have to explain everything. Yeah. The next day, as they were on their way, they were approaching the city. Peter went up on the roof of the house about the 6th hour noon to pray. So obviously he was led by the Spirit to pray, right? Remember, Peter don't know that these guys are coming, but God is not going to tell Peter about what's about to happen. But he became hungry and wanted something to eat. While the meals were being prepared, he fell into a trance. So you realize here now that obviously his flesh is now weak because he's becoming hungry, and he's leaning more on the Spirit. So when he got into this trance now, guess what happens? And he saw the sky opened up. So this is a vision. And an object like a great sheet descending, right? Lowered by its 4 corners of the earth. And it contained all kinds of 4-footed animals and crawling creatures of the earth and birds of the air. Remember, Peter was hungry. So just remember this, Peter was hungry at first, okay guys? Peter was hungry. And God is showing him now creatures with 4 legs. But these creatures look kind of weird. Then hear the voice now. A voice came to him, "Get up, Peter. Kill and eat." So now, imagine you're Peter and God is telling you now, he's showing you these things, these 4-legged creatures that are looking weird. And he's telling you to kill and eat. So, we're going to go into this now. But Peter said, "Not at all, Lord. For I have never eaten anything that is common," which means unholy, "and ceremonial unclean." Because as you can see right here, you know, Peter was a man that was praying to God, that was close to God. And he already know he's not going to eat anything unclean, right? But look at the characteristic of God right now. It says here, and the voice came to him a second time. So the voice came the first time and told him to get up, kill and eat. Now the second time, the voice came to him a second time. What God has cleansed and pronounced clean, no longer consider common or unholy. We're going to stop right there. This vision was showing Peter about what's about to happen, because he's about to go, these guys are about to come to him, but these guys don't look like what Peter looked like. You get what I'm saying? So God is trying to let Peter know, don't judge on what you see there, because I already sanctified, I already made them and told them that they are holy. Right? And it's the same thing with us. Jesus' blood, the atonement, which seems something simple, but that blood has actually made us now no longer filthy. We're no longer filthy before God, because God don't see us, God see Christ. And that's something I realized, that we now have to understand that salvation is the greatest gift. Because this what I'm talking about is about salvation. Salvation is the greatest gift, because when we look at the cross, when we look at what Jesus done, we don't just see a man dying. We don't just see someone that just turned from the word into flesh to die. We see someone who came for us, who came to show us who we are, the power that we have in him. Because to us men alone, we are powerless, right? But God had to speak to Peter, let him know, listen, these men that are going to come to you, I don't want you to look like you're going to judge them. These people are my people too, okay? This happened 3 times. So 3 times. And then immediately, the object was taken up into heaven. So this was a short vision just to show Peter about what's happening. And what I find very amazing is the fact that how God showed Peter this vision before they came. If you get where I'm coming from. Because God that knows all, knows that Peter is the type of guy that he is. And if he doesn't show Peter that image, then guess what's going to happen? He won't be able to accept these people. Now, we're going to come into acceptance. Okay. Now, Peter was still perplexed and completely at a loss as to what his vision could mean. When the men who had been sent by Cornelius, having asked directions to Simon's house, arrived at the gate. So they finally arrived at the gate. But now Peter's seen this vision and he's now obviously like wondering, what kind of vision is this? What's the meaning of this thing? And they called out to ask whether Simon, who was also called Peter, was staying there. All right. Now, it says here, while Peter